3.
Hello, hello. Welcome back to Midwest Speedfest. We are on our now second to last run of the marathon. This is going to be The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess Any Percent with DeanMachine. Now, give me just a moment. I'm going to close up these bid wars. And which one would you like first? File name or opponent name?
Both, or yeah, file name and then opponent.
File name? It was actually Loreline that won the file name. Now, the unfortunate side of this is that it is 10 characters long instead of 8.
But I just donated 20 for Debated.
It's the French restream. They don't let people win these bid wars.
They sniped it again.
They did. They sniped it again. There were like 3 or 4 donations that came in the very last minute. Anyway, I think one of the best ways to spell this out would be capital L.
Alright. Capital L. Nice.
Capital L A U R.
Alright.
Capital L.
Like capital L.
Yep, after the R.
Okay. The defeat.
And then INE. I apologize, Big at Restream. That's the best we're gonna be able to do with it.
I actually did a run in a French event, and I just put Baguette as the file name. It fits perfectly.
Nice.
Can't believe that wasn't it.
All right, and opponent name?
Yeah.
We did have a snipe. The file name or the opponent name is going to be Pringles. I wonder who sniped that one.
Is this spelled right? Pringles? I don't even know how it's spelled.
Yep. Yeah, that's correct.
Shows I don't eat Pringles.
Alright, and from there we should be ready to go.
Is everybody ready for this? 'Cause I'm not.
You're gonna do great.
Alright then.
You can give us a countdown and then we'll be going. Sound good?
Alright, we got a countdown for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck, good luck.
Good luck. So we get to skip cutscenes in this game, so that's a wonderful thing. This game's intro is really interesting. There's a lot of things that could potentially go wrong, so if I'm not talking, it's probably because I'm focused. But we got a green rupee from this rock, which is a blessed run, so RNG is already in our favor today. Typically we would go over to the spring here to grab Epona, or Pringles. Alright, so we use that rock to clip through the gate, and then I do a side hop off the thing, buffer to a specific frame, and then that puts me on the title sequence menu screen. So, as you saw, our file name there was Link, and I am very sorry to everybody, but we've been debated. So, that has some awesome properties to it. It sets the game into like a later state, and also gives us a sword and a shield and a tunic all right off the bat. We got a lantern. The early game of this game is quite interesting because there's a lot of sequence breaking. If you like only know the casual game, just watching the early game of the speedrun is just really confusing because nothing is flowing in a way that you would expect it to. Rolling is really a fun part of this game, and by fun I mean not fun. It's actually quite difficult because every frame, or every roll is frame perfect to maintain maximum speed. And things like lag and slopes will mess with that as well. So there's a lot of interesting timing issues that I have with the first area because this area lags and it's all rolling. Typically, if we were to be doing the game normally, we'd have to go through Ordon, which is the very first village, and do some miscellaneous stuff around town, and then we'd be able to come out past the gate here. However, we're speedrunners and we don't do things that are slow, and this is way more interesting as well. Yeah, so there's a lot of lag in this area, so I double tap the A button to make sure that I'm attempting to maintain roll speeds, because if I were to press a frame early, then I only like lose a few frames of speed instead of having to like completely readjust. I joke that I want to do a run on Nintendo, which speeds up load speeds considerably and like reduces lag to like basically 0 from what I can tell, and just see like the difference between no loads and basically slow loads on the disc. Especially in this first area, there's so many things that are like just lagging.
How much time do you think that would save throughout the whole run?
It could save minutes, actually. It could save at least 2 to 3 minutes minimum. In just loading zones. Just interesting because like when I'm typing in chat, like let's say I don't have microphone while I'm streaming and I'm typing in chat, I can get pretty full-fledged sentences out just entering and exiting a door. Yeah, Mofat is the absolute expert at this game. She has been rocking this game for 10 years or something, one of the original runners. A lot of the tutorial videos I ended up looking up was Mofat, and also like one of the first SGDQ runs I saw quite a few years back was a Twilight Princess by Mofat, so I think it's really cool that later on it kind of loops back around eventually. Oh no. Where are you going, Mr. Goat? The goats are the best part of the game. Heavy reset area. Thankfully these goats weren't all too bad though. Wait. I might be miscorrected here. Alright, so these goats are a little bit sloppy, that's for sure. Alright, well that's who we call Howard. That is a goat named Howard right there. And Howard is a very disrespectful goat, and we do not like him one bit. Even though he was right there in front of the door, he basically just said nah. More people playing Twilight Princess is always a good thing indeed. Yeah, so if anybody likes a speed game that basically never has any new findings, it's a static game that's been well established for the last couple of years, yeah, this is your game. It's not like Ocarina of Time that's going to have a new glitch when you wake up tomorrow. I think the last major trick that was added was back in 2018, but there's been like variations of tricks to make them slightly easier, but other than that, basically, it's been the same exact run. When I was learning Wind Waker HD and Wind Waker SD, I got pretty decent at them from all the practice, and then all of a sudden the barrier skip shenanigans happened, both times actually with the games. I even joked when I started playing SD, I'm like, well, they're gonna find barrier skip for SD now that I'm speedrunning it, and lo and behold, within 6 months they did. So Bo was a bro right now. Let's see if Bo is a bro 2 times in a row. 3, 4, 5, 6. Hey! And I messed up my mashing. Alright, not too bad. That's a not bad Bo, actually, surprisingly, compared to what he can be. Bo is legitimately one of the gatekeepers. Goats and Bo. Goats and Bo. The 2 gatekeepers of Twilight Princess, yo. Alright, so I have to do something incredibly important right here. If I don't do it, the run's dead, so here we go. This is Monka S, here we go. Oh gosh. Oh. Okay, we gotta save, just because of how scary this is. Alright. Alright, we're good. Run's not dead. The rhymes, the bars, were spitting fire today. I've actually forgotten to save there, and I get like 30 minutes into the run, I'm like, wait, hello? There's actually not just one, but several points at this run that if I mess up a little bit too much, that's rip run. So, you wouldn't know this, but my horse was stolen by the mayor's daughter because she thinks I'm, like, pushing my horse a little bit too hard. Which is interesting because we just rode Epona the only time. During that goat segment is the only time that we will be riding Epona in the entire game. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We saved 3 frames. Let's go, poggers.
Let's go.
Those 3 frames are very important. That's 3 frames I can waste down the line. Yeah, I mentioned, and you guys can clip me if you really want me to hold true to this, but I will donate $1 for every minute under estimate for this run. Because I think the estimate is, what, 3:30? And I had made this...
3:30, yeah.
Yeah, I had made this estimate a long time ago, and I probably put in a couple hundred hours of practice since that estimate, so things might be a little different than originally had predicted.
I'm writing that down. I'm gonna hold you to that.
I'll do it. It's for the cause. Who's this Epona you keep mentioning? Oh, Pringles. Pringles, yes, yes. That's the only time we ride our beloved and trusty steed, Pringles. Ooh, took a damage. This area of the game, there's really not a whole lot going on other than I'm a wolf. This is the introduction to wolf stuff. Basically, you got kidnapped and thrown in the brig after that cutscene. And whenever we're in the Twilight Realm in this game, because we have the power of the Triforce, or the Monado, I don't know which game I'm playing. So now we are wolfing around. Missing text triggers, skips, and whatnot. Wolf is pretty cool because you can move pretty fast. So if there's like long stretches of running, we'll change into wolf. This is where we get introduced to this Midna dashing dealio where you just... I don't know, it looks really cool, but it's very, like, basic. I guess you just press a button and then you jump to her. Very, very pog. However, there are times that when she speaks to us, like in this one, I will be mashing A and I can potentially get a 1-frame jump, which I missed there, which saves a second. So we've missed a couple seconds worth of time save here. Right there, I press start once because you have to press start twice to skip a cutscene, and on the second start press, I press A to do a jump attack off the edge there, which skips another text trigger. This whole little section of this game is littered with just a bunch of like little tiny 1-frame potential time saves. But since there's nothing else going on, the variance of your splits are only going to be probably a couple seconds. There's a first framer. She talked to us, and then right before she went all the way out, we got the dash to her. I'm really feeling it. Anytime I'm on a ledge too, I'll want to dash off of it, because if you dash off a ledge within like a half second of dashing or something like that, you are able to dash immediately on hitting the ground. Minute jumping is a hint for long jumps and nobody noticed. That's true. So what's next? You guys don't even want to know. The best part of the whole run is next though, so... Frame perfect tech smashing. It's pretty cool that almost every single tech specs minus like specific items are just frame perfect mashing.
Alright, is Hugo gonna cooperate?
Is Hugo going to cooperate? That is the question, everybody. Hugo is currently cooperating. Oops, I went a little bit too swag there and lost Hugo's attention.
The stick break slide though.
That was Pog. I can't believe he ignored it. And we got a blue rupee. This is very rare actually. A little bit of a time loss there, but it will save time eventually, so. Alright, he's swinging. Suspect is armed and dangerous. I'm not gonna even make a reaction. Just another.
I'm gonna make a reaction.
You do it for me.
That's awesome. That's amazing. See, what did I tell you?
Yeah, I was having some issues on the practice console tools with getting him set up there, so I whipped out Dolphin and I just grinded the jumps there specifically because I've been just having issues with him being in the right place and timing the hops. That was a very nice Hugo indeed.
For those that may not be aware, that was the very infamous Sword and Shield skip. Probably the hardest trick in the game.
It's one of the hardest tricks because it's completely almost based on feel. It's just like, well, if you feel like doing this or if you see him in this position, it's very reactive. And there's multiple different scenarios that can occur, and then you have to work with his RNG. So, like, when I tell people about tricks in this game, I practice on Dolphin Emulator throughout the entire month of March. Every single trick, like, just going through the route. And Sword and Shield skip by far took... I've put more time into it specifically than any other trick. Probably close to 10 hours of really specific practice with it. With probably early Master Sword being in the second place of that, and then every other trick is probably almost half the amount of those tricks. There's a trick in the Twilight Princess HD and the Wii version. It's called Early Snow Peak Waterfall Jump or something like that, where you have to work with some Waterfalls RNG and get them lined up in a very specific spot. And from what I've heard people say, that they've put like close to 25 to 30 hours into just that trick alone, and my brain would just turn to mush because you're in like the most white spot of the game and it's just blizzard and there's next to no textures to use for like visual cues and stuff. Like, it's a nightmare.
Starting to get a headache just thinking about it.
I actually, funny story is, I was running Twilight Princess HD I put a tiny bit of time back in 2018 into like learning just the route and got like a really horrendous time on it. And then the route changed kind of drastically when like a trick was found, so it completely cut out like a big section that I was like doing that was quite hard called the Gauntlet. It involved like an opponent clip and like King Bulbin with bombs where you had to time out a bomb perfectly and throw it at King Bulbin on the bridge. It was actually kind of a nightmare. But then that route went away, and then I started learning the other one. But then the Wolf Jump was found, and a buddy of mine named Gas Power Pokey was in the process of like messing around learning Sword and Shield Skip, and he could not for the life of him get it. And so after practicing Sword and Shield Skip with him, I kind of just said, you know what? I like this game. I think I'm gonna play it. And so, yeah, I just started grinding it out sometime in March, and that was that. Like, just, I haven't stopped since. Like, I've had so much fun grinding it out and meeting a whole bunch of awesome people along the way. So early Master Sword just happened.
Are we just, yeah, I'm just about to say, are we going to ignore the fact that you just got a first try Sword and Shield and a second try EMS?
With a quick backup on that EMS too, because I didn't have to like reset the Shadow Beast. That was pretty pog. Yes, we'll ignore the fact just a little bit. I don't like to acknowledge it too much because I'm a little bit like Monka-S.
That's fair, that's fair.
A good early game honestly sets the mood though a lot. You just start getting into the flow of the first like couple tricks, and then after that you're just kind of cruising along. I'd say Pillar Clip, which happens around the 40-minute mark, is one of the last big Monka-S tricks that happen. And then after that, you're kind of just ready to go, and then Morpheal happens, and then you could potentially lose 3 minutes to Morpheal if you're not paying attention to like what tricks you're doing or what movements and inputs you're making. There was one time I was doing a no reset for practice for this, and I actually used all 10 bombs for Morpheal, so I had to do the next dungeon completely bombless strats, and
no.
That was really interesting, but I cannot have 0 bombs by the time I get to the Zant fight, because we have an underwater section where I do need the water bombs, which are solely responsible for air refills. Yes, we get bombs so that we can breathe underwater. Logic. And yeah, I used all 10 bombs, but we shouldn't have any issues with that today. I think the worst it could be is probably 3, maybe 4 if I really react poorly to like the swimming patterns. A lot of people I've heard complain about RNG patterns in this game, and to be honest, like after a certain point of playing it so much, you kind of almost start becoming, like, you know the muscle memory, and you know what you're supposed to be doing, but you're also paying attention for when things aren't going to plan.
True.
There's a lot of, like, this section right here is autopilot, just run and hit the Skull Kid, like, nothing going on, but when EMS hits, you're just, like, on high alert. And
yeah.
The heart starts beating a little bit. This fight's just really easy. A lot of people I see like kill a bunch of these puppet dudes, but each puppet thing that you kill induces like leg frames on the game, so the idea is like to optimally just kill one, if at all possible. Oh wow, lots of rupees. And then that will get him to resummon some more puppets by blowing his horn, and then we can simply get an attack on him. My rupee count's actually really high right now because of the blue rupee snag. So that is a very good thing. I oftentimes have almost problems with just not quite enough rupees. Wow, pog. So in waiting for the cycle there, I just run around and pick up a couple rupees because we're ultimately going to have to grab a minimum of 40 rupees just throughout the early game and random stuff, which getting anywhere from like 35 to 40 is like almost 100% guaranteed. And then after that, we'll get a couple rupees in some other dungeons. What am I doing? That's not the button I pressed.
Here comes the hardest puzzle in the game, right?
Did I do this with my eyes closed? And we're moving one left. Then we're going 1 down. And then we're going 3 up. The trick is to press X on like this one frame before jumping, and then we go left too. You have one frame to like press X before jumping. And we're going 3 down, 1 left, and 1 up. Oh my gosh. We did it first try. Let's go, Pog. Okay, now I'm gonna get hype about that. That was what I was most worried about, to be honest. We got the hard stuff out of the way.
Did it with your eyes closed too. You really did. All right. Do we have time to read a couple donations?
You can read all the donations.
Master Sword cutscene.
We got like 1:30. Let's get them out.
We do. First of all, we had a $20 donation from SexRex, who says, "When I started Midwest Speed Fest back in 2015, I never had any idea where it would take me, and it's always amazing to see how far we've come. Way to go, everyone who ran, volunteered, and also to viewers like you. Thank you so much, SexRex. None of this would have been possible without you." We also have a $10 donation from Isalis, with no comment. A $5 donation from Kiyo Kitsune, with no comment. A $20 donation from Dr. Maxtermind, with no comment. A $15 donation from KO Tom, with no comment. But wait, this next one does have a comment. We have $4 from ZachLink99, who says, "Good luck, man. I loved watching your improvement with this game. Hope the run goes well."
Dude, Zach, thank you so much. I've learned a lot from Zach too. He's a really, really good speedrunner. If you guys like Twilight Princess or Super Paper Mario, I'd give that guy a check out for sure. He has sub 3. I'm like 6 minutes behind him. Sub 3 would basically be like, you kind of just get everything consistent. You don't have any sort of like major things happen. My 305 that I have for a PB has a death in Snow Peak. It's like, okay. And I think I lost 40 seconds to like a free split that doesn't really have anything going on. I just like slopped some basic movement, which is honestly the best. Like, you get all the really hard, potentially minute-losing plus tricks all first try, but then you screw up the most basic of movement or something and just lose a minute. It's so funny.
To be fair, from what I know, the movement in this game is really wonky.
Honestly, it's just like Super Mario 64. Once you just like get a feel for it and you get like warmed up to it, it really sticks. I bounce from like Wind Waker randomizer to this game a whole bunch, and other than like sometimes pressing D-pad up to try to pull out my menu in Wind Waker or vice versa for like this game, because you press start in Wind Waker for your item wheel or menu or whatever the hell it's called. And then also in this game, whenever you go into a first-person mode for your claw shots or boomerang, you want to go into C up first because it saves like actually a considerable chunk of time over just pulling it out and waiting for the animation to play for that. So I've tried to do that a couple times for Wind Waker. There we got some purple mist right here. And I do very specific lantern swings there. That's why I was kind of focused, because I use like the wood on the bridge there, or whatever the heck is in the mist there, as like kind of a reference. That Shadow Beast did not see that coming, and he probably is going to be feeling it in the morning. Another raid. Shoutouts to the raid. Let's go, Poggers. Oh yeah, I'm double tapping A for the frame, or for these rolls, in case I happen to drop any. Alright, so here's some really fun stuff about to happen. Save Thanks, Zach. Honestly, yeah. Very, very important. We gotta save the game again, otherwise the run's dead. First try, let's go, poggers. Alright, now I gotta do some very, very, very complicated stuff right here. So Link is yelling into the menu here, that's a very good sign. And I'm gonna skip this cutscene right as it starts. As the fades out, I mash start, and that boss fight triggers some boss flags, but we just kind of skip it. We can take those boss flags back to our file and use them for activating some things early. Alright, this room. I gotta concentrate because this room is the worst. Oh!
Oh no!
I think my trigger finger just absolutely twitched or something like that. I ended up targeting the bokoblin and throwing the nut straight at him instead. Alright then. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna change into a wolf here quick and take that spider out. Because spooters are bad RNG time losses. That setup that I was going for is very consistent, however, I messed it up. And we got the second one though, so pretty good. Before I used to think that you had to like do some incredibly complicated stuff, and I would like basically just reset the game and try again from the file and lose a whole bunch of time, but now I just found you can just lure them down with Wolf and get them like that. Alright, we got another potential run killing moment coming up. So yeah, just one right after another. Where did all these monkeys come from? So I have to skip this cutscene or the run's dead. Because it has to like reload this room so the monkeys are actually on the bridge. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Monk ass. Okay, we made it. Okay, we're done with clench sections for just a little bit. If I were to fall, if I mistime those A presses with the monkey swing on the bridge there and fall into the void, I lose the monkeys and it's basically a dead run. Ook can hop anywhere from like 2 to 7 times basically on average. And he gave us like a 4 there, so that's very, very good.
That was an awesome Ook fight.
Yeah, shoutouts to good RNG this run. Besides that darn goat, that goat just wasn't taking any of it. Did somebody say monkey ball? Yes. Or these monkeys are having a ball.
May I get a couple donations in?
Let's rock some donations, yeah. After this talking boomerang, which is literally the most broken item in the game, which we'll be using lots of. So, let's go.
Sure. We had a $25 donation from Condor, who says, "Good luck, Dean. I missed a lot of runs I wanted to see this marathon. Glad I can catch yours." And we had $10 from a bum. It says, "Let's close this marathon outright. 10K hype."
Yes.
And we are sitting currently at $8,234. We did extend our stretch goal to hit $10,000, and I think we can do it. We have a lot of time in between now and Breath of the Wild. So let's see it happen.
This run will go for at least 2 hours and 30 minutes, so we got plenty of time to get all those extra donations in. Some more good old wolf movement. So I was gonna do the human setup for this, but the wolf setup is really easy and free and only loses like a tiny bit of time. So we're gonna take the consistent strat, because why not? Watch I miss it, that'd be hilarious.
You got it though.
Yeah, there's a very, very small window for that to work. Like if you were back just a couple degrees of position or whatever units of measurement they use for position in this game. Imagine a 5-cent charge for every frame perfect roll that I miss.
Oh no.
I'd be like well over $100 by the end of the run. Alright, we did not get stopped by hey! Yeah, right there we got a crazy postman who wants to come and yell at us about things and letters and whatnot, and we're like, nah.
No, we never see the postman in this run, do we?
We don't. We could make a random donation incentive to see him at the end of the game if we want, but here's your 9 letters that you literally haven't done anything with for the entirety of this game.
If we hit 10k by the end of the run, maybe that'll be it.
The postman donation incentive. Everybody get your donations in for seeing that postman go hey. These shadow beasts are dumb positioning right now. I'm gonna go around and try to collect them up. Okay. Did we do it? So I just did a 1-frame trick there. Let's go, Pog.
Let's go!
Let's go, dude. The clench is not over yet, so we're gonna use this here rupee to do a long jump and stop on the fence. We're gonna casually run over here. And be super monka-s about this. Alright then. Alright, we can release the clench.
Oh, oh my god.
I didn't have the joystick in the correct notch, and I was like struggling to feel for where it was there on those side hops. Alright, oh wait, the clench is actually not over, because there's a trigger I have to skip right here. So we're just gonna very slowly, casually run around this outside here. Because there's a ground trigger there for King Bulbin fight. No more clenching yet. There's a little bit of... Like I said, the first 40 minutes of this run is just clench fest, basically. And then after that, it's just like, alright, hey, we're speed gaming now.
So I don't realize how intense this run is.
There's so much that can go wrong. One missed frame costs you over a minute. And for a marathon run, there's so many things that can just kill the game, the run, completely. And I don't have any backups. I was just like, maybe if I'm just good enough, I won't need to have backups. That was my plan. Alright, casual, slow mode. Here we go. We did it. Everyone has ran into that trigger. It is so sad. You get all through Gorge Void, you get your rupee roll, and then you hit that trigger and lose like several... I don't even know. It's so long to when that happens. So we just simply go to Kakariko Villager to get a warp, because Minna forces us to warp to here after killing those shadow beasts. However, we have one frame to make an input, and therefore we jump into the void, and thus skipping some stuff. So that, if we missed Gorge Void, essentially what we would do is we would warp here instead of going to Kakariko Village, and then after I do some other shenanigans in a different place, we would warp back here for a third time, basically. Like, you warp to that warp so many times throughout the run, especially if you miss Gorge Void. And then we'd have to do this, and then, like, Postman skip again. The best part about being slightly nervous is that your thumb doesn't work on your joystick as well. That's my favorite. I cannot believe that I did Wind Waker HD all dungeons at Midwest Speed Fest for my very first year of speedrunning, like at a live event. And I did manual super swim right off the bat of the game.
Oh my god.
And I had been pausing for probably like 5 minutes at this point because I had seen I had lost some speed, and I was making extra darn sure that I had enough speed to like get the upcharge and stuff. And when I shot towards the shore to get the air refill, I actually popped up on the shore, and I had to really slowly put myself down and back in the water again on the other side, charge up more speed, and then go to Dragon Roost from the other side instead.
That was really a trial by fire.
That had my heart beating so hard. Like, I had to actually pause and like breathe like a little bit just to like get my thumb from stopping to work properly. So Link does something really odd there. I just like to see that, even though that does waste time if I advance the text there. It's for the meme. It's totally worth the 1+ second time loss for that. And up. Wow, that was clean.
Way to go.
Alright, so clench section is over. We have made it past the clench sections. Basically all the tricks that are quite difficult, we have managed to get past them. So now we actually get into the real parts of this game. You're going to see some cool movements and some parkouring. Like, this is honestly the part of the game where we actually start picking up some momentum past just pure Monka-S modes.
Most of the hardest tricks are over at this point.
Basically, yes. So this first room, typically we'd need bombs to knock down these stalactites hanging from the ceiling here, but we are cheaters with a boomerang that they didn't patch, except for in the Wii version, I guess. The only version where the boomerang glitch doesn't work is the Wii version. It works in all the other glitches, so if you wanna play an even slower version of this game, that's your dealio. Alright, so we target right here. Target right here. Oh my word, let's just pretend that was not that close. Accidentally passed the Gale Slash in the Wii version. It's like, why? The Wii 1.0 version apparently also has a glitch that if the Twilight bug falls in the water, it's a soft lock because it like sinks to the bottom or something like that.
Oh no.
But the Wii version is broken. Like, that's why they had to release a secondary version of it. There's like Wii 1.0 and 1.0. But as far as I know, 1.0 is like still faster because of it has like map glitch and stuff. Map glitch will be getting to use twice in this game. Fun fact about map glitch, it's 100% free, but the first time that I played through, like on my very first like completion of a run, I had done it in a not free way of doing the glitch, if that makes any sense. Because you're supposed to hit the buttons on the same frame, and I thought that was legitimately physically press these buttons on the same frame and hope to God that you press them on the same frame. And somebody's like, nah, you just unplug your controller and then press down the buttons and then plug the controller back down in with the buttons held down, and it will give you the double input every time on the first frame. So these early boss flags really come in handy right here because they get us into this fight quite quickly. Typically we'd have to go in like a really roundabout way to get over there, and I honestly don't even think it's possible because we don't have the necessary items for getting to this fight normally. Ooh, let's go. That's a 1 cycle on that bad boy. It's like a 6-frame window for each one of those slashes or something like that to maintain the chain. Oh my god, we're on PB pace.
Let's go.
But there's still...
You got this.
If I pull a PB out of this after not PBing for a month and not even practicing or playing this game in the last like 5+ days, I'm gonna probably donate a lot of money. I mean, I'm gonna donate money regardless. I've already mentioned that. We will for sure. But I didn't know we're gonna be like really cranking that time down, so we're gonna have to.
And speaking of donations, may I get a couple in?
Let's go.
We have $10 from Original Elijah, who says, "Can we reset so Link has to take his shirt off again, please?" And we have $20 from Jim BV that says, "Midwest Dean is coming in hot, slaying EMS and the Hugo Thought. He bout a world record, just you watch. Finish in 2 hours and chill out with a scotch." Thank you so much.
Oh god dang it.
It's amazing.
And Jim and Elisha are always hanging out in chat, giving me awesome support. We at Elisha every time I'm doing the bow fight, the oily slap sesh. The split's even called Shirtless Link versus Bojangles. Alright, we have a potential soft lock here that can cost like 3 minutes, so... Yeah. And... Alright, no more clenching. I know, these bars are so fire. So what we do there is we go into the water, and the bokoblins will die when they touch water, but apparently not the Kagarok. And yeah, so that's how we get that bokoblin dead extra fast.
Oh, you got this.
We're cruising right along, dude. This is smooth.
Really just cruising.
Honestly, a smooth run without like any major hiccups. It feels so satisfying to get just things at least consistent. Like, yeah, I'm sure they're gonna be messed up of just like little things or a random void out, or who knows, maybe I'll die in Snow Peak, but
In before cool game.
before cool game, I almost 100% make sure that I don't do that.
Oh yeah.
I just wait. I think that's if you get the first frame of like the tail shot being active or something like that, then so I make sure just to wait. Fun fact, you can go infinitely up in this room with this bird too.
That is a pretty fun fact.
That out of bounds clip actually saves like 7 or 8 seconds because you don't have to do the curve in the trail there. I just did a frame perfect text skip as well right there. The ones where you have a cutscene before the text are really easy because you time the start press with your A press. So some of these text skips I mash for, but that one I don't. So this is a nice relaxing part of the game. Whereas you're basically just wolf movement and stuff like this is honestly kind of relaxing, if that's the right word. Really the only thing that can go wrong here is human error, so let's just, make sure that doesn't happen. And we wait. And we wait. Hold a direction I don't remember, so we don't slide off there. Yes, and our opponent's name is Pringle as well. I'm gonna lure the Shadow Beast just for a moment so that he notices me and doesn't like follow me too far. Otherwise, it just kind of gets like annoying. Oh, perfect. With the energy field Minna attacks, I will get the one that's like facing the barrier or closest to it in the field first. So that is the Shadow Beast that I go for last. So the one that you hit with the field first is the one that you attack last. Because if I were to attack that one, I'd go through it and hit the energy barrier and it would cancel out the diving. So there's a couple of places where I'll be doing that in later game as well. Specifically like being in a specific place at a specific time. The best part of the game, actually. Maybe not for everybody, but honestly, this is a really chill part of the game. This is actually one of 3 Twilights that we have in the game. However, we only clear 2 of them. Because the Pharaon Twilight, we have no need to clear. But this one, we do have to clear it to advance the story to get us further. Very nice bugs in this room. Runner, what's my favorite flavor of Pringles? I honestly cannot tell you the last time I ate Pringles. It's probably been years. I would assume, though, it'd be like something like sour cream and cheddar or one of your typical chip flavors.
Or like barbecue.
I'm not a fan of Pringles because it's just a odd packaging gimmick.
And that's why you don't like Pringles?
I mean, some people that's the appeal to it, but to me, I just like
True.
a standard bag of chips. I'm lazy.
You can't go wrong with that.
How do they stack those chips in there so nicely?
It's too perfect, right?
Yeah, I work with food for my job, so things have to like have like some degree of imperfection to them, so it's still like at least believable. So just going around collecting these bugs in this room can be kind of interesting, so we're gonna hopefully get these bugs well and easy. Nice. Oh, whoops. Oh, that was good, actually. Wow, that was really, really clean. My
Awesome
go
job.
My go-to for chips is just some plain old tortilla chips on a plate with like cheese on it, and then you microwave it. Just simple, effective. It's usually like really late at night too when I end up doing that.
Oh yeah,
It's like, gosh, I just need a bite to eat before bed.
that's such a late night chip option. I love it.
Alright, so I just tried to side hop that rupee so I could skip the text, but we failed that. But my rupee count is absolutely insane right now. I'd probably have 15 less rupees than this right now, typically, in an average like playthrough. I could actually, if I keep getting a whole bunch of rupees, I could potentially skip a rupee later. Because getting these rupees now don't waste any time because we have things to deal with that like waste, or you have to wait for like these tiers to become active and actually be collected. Oh, thank you so much for everybody for the good luck. Alright, clench time. Alright then.
Very nice.
Very clean. The positioning for that's kind of weird with the side hops. My first jump attack forward just kind of got me stuck on that stair, so I had to like readjust my positioning. And then you do a side hop, and then another jump attack onto that really thin railing, but you have to hold like down ESS to make sure you don't like have too much distance over the railing. Kind of a lot of weird little intricacies. Oh wow, a double blue. What is this rupee count? Oh dang it, I collected the second one. I've never seen this many rupees. This is like almost better than Tass. No, Tass has 69 rupees at this exact room, I think. I don't know why I remember that. Yeah, so
Pretty nice.
So fun fact, I actually tried to make sure I didn't destroy the guy's house because I don't want to like mess things up, but the game kind of forced it, so I'm not responsible. This area is on a cycle, so as long as we're reasonably fast, we can make a steam cycle later on. I just crawled up that side there really quickly. If you rub into the wall on a couple ledges throughout the run, there's quick climb ups like that. It's actually kind of funny because I asked the people in the Twilight Princess Discord, I'm like, is there any great like donation incentives for like running this game at like a marathon? People are like, no, not anything that not a single person mentioned anything, actually. Like, because file name you just get rid of right at the beginning. I'm like, well, yeah, but, you know, makes you feel good. You still donated for it. You got your file name for all of 10 seconds.
I mean, the Iron Boots incentive is pretty great, though.
That's, that means that we're gonna have to watch the ending cutscene after the final blow for just a minute or so, just to watch the meme ensue. This section was very tight. Wow. Human Link meeting Zelda is a great incentive. Ooh. Oh, we broke his neck. Oh, I'm very sorry. Poor kid. Yeah, basically any cutscene that follows another cutscene, has a 1-frame window to make inputs in. That's why we abuse things like Gorge Void. Come over here to change into a human quick, and we come wrestle this Goron quick. The only reason we need to clear this Twilight is actually to get this rock so that we can clear the Lanayru Twilight so we can progress the game. Because basically everything happens in Lanayru that's kind of important. Hyrule Castle's in Lanayru, the lake is in Lanayru, Zoro's the entrance to Snow Peak. I can side hop there and miss this cutscene or that text, but I rarely ever do. They say it's a 3-frame window, but I don't believe them because I get it less than like 20% of the time. I come from Wind Waker, and my mashing is actually pretty good. It wasn't good before speedrunning Wind Waker, but it got really good from Wind Waker. It's a 1-framer? Okay. That's why. That makes sense. Well, there's just a tiny instance of instead of being Link and coming in here, like, we're Wolf, because Wolf Link is significantly faster than Human Link. By, I don't know, like 13 speed units. Whoa! Whoa! With a 3-frame, we could just time it, that'd be fun. What? So another bug collecting adventure. We are pest control today. Each one of these bugs has their own little strats, and there's movement optimizations for everything around here. I used to do these Shadow Beasts the other way, where I'd get the right one first and then do the left side, but I had so much inconsistency with that, and ever since I switched to this side, I haven't had inconsistency, and that's basically the name of speedrunning. Is it consistent? No. Then do something else. Some dash canceling off those ledges there, just to keep that momentum up. Get this guy quick before he digs back into the ground. Gotta wait until the tear actually collects into Link there before warping away, because I cannot tell you how sad it is to miss doing that. It could happen in the Elden Twilight 2, where you collect the bug and then you leave the building or the loading zone too quickly before it actually registers, and then you have to go back inside. Doing that costs like 20 seconds, I think. Just simply entering a building is a 20-second time loss, because load times are slow. Tears come out of my eyes if I warp away too fast. Indeed. Alright, so I don't typically do this. There's a waterfall jump that we can go for here. It's got like a 3-frame window, but I am not gonna bother wasting a bunch of time potentially. So I'm gonna take the safe route like a pleb. Safe route, well, I did it very slowly there, so it probably costs almost up to 10 seconds, but it's better than failing and costing way, way, way more time. Oh, here's the RNG fest of the run, right here. Oh no, I almost got the second one too. Get him! Yes! Yeah, so those bugs are an absolute pain in the wolf butt. Some dash cancels off those lily pads to try to get us over a little quicker. Wow, what is this gold mine? Yeah, honestly, I really don't mind these sections at all. Like, they're not, like, great or, like, super, like, involved. But honestly, after the fact the first 40 minutes were very involved and very Monka-esque, I'll take a little break. Like, why not? Don't need to be clenching the whole run.
It's nice to sit back and relax a little bit.
Yeah, there's just, other than the muscle memory and just moving to each bug, there's really not a lot to say. We're collecting bugs.
May I say a couple things?
Yeah, whatever.
I want to say we don't have any new donations at the moment, but again, we have extended our donation goal to $10,000, and we're still sitting at just over 8,200. So get your donations in for that. And there may not be any more goals or bid wars to donate for, but we do have well, this blows my mind. We have a poster. We have a physical prize for donations this time around. And anybody that donates $50 or more cumulatively during the marathon will be entered in to win a beautiful one-of-a-kind poster of our new cute little pesto baby, P. Besto. Type in !poster in chat and you'll get a link to see a picture of it. It's adorable. And that will be a physical poster that'll ship out after the marathon to one lucky winner. But you have to donate for that. So let's see some more donations.
Get those donations in for sure. It goes to a good cause. Probably one of the easiest Twilight Shadow Beasts to like work with in the whole game actually. A lot of them can be like sporadic here and there, but this one, same every single time. Which is nice. I don't know if this saves time or not, like walking into the loading zone slow like that, but we do it because it's just kind of funny. It might save time, but if it doesn't, I'll still do it.
What's your favorite dungeon in this run to do?
Honestly, whoa, hey, you got away from me there. Gosh, I really do like the lake bed. However, lake bed is split up into like 2 complete separate segments. It's just nice that we well, actually we come back to lake bed a total of 3 different times. One just to grab an item and leave again, briefly. The Arbiter's Grounds is a really cool dungeon casually, but I'm not a fan of it for speedrunning because there's a lot of RNG elements involved with it. But the City in the Sky, honestly, I'd say is one of the most fun to actually do because there's a ton of long jump attacks. Because the whole place is over like a giant void, and your boomerang needs to can be jumped to if it's out of bounds or over a void, and there's plenty of those opportunities in City in the Sky. And then Palace of Twilight is really Resident Sleeper, where you're basically doing the casual route just slightly faster than a casual. And there's next to no strats other than just like doing the Zant fight a little quicker with like some timed slashes. With this game, your 4th slash of your combo resets like boss phases and stuff. So that's why when I did the Toad fight in Lakebed, I was slashing with the first 2 strikes and then like timing them out so that it wouldn't like go further into the combo. Just so we can keep the boss into its phase, I guess. I'll be doing that with a couple or another boss too. I just do 1, 2, 3 strikes and then I finish it out on the 4th one when I know that it's like close to the last hit. Yeah, speed jogging in Twilight Palace, indeed. So right now we have the best boss battle in this whole game. It's a big bad boss bug battle. And I actually pressed start the correct amount of times this time. I can't tell you how many times I like hit start early and just pull up the pause menu instead of skipping cutscenes. Thankfully I haven't done that actually this run from... Yeah, I don't think I've done that. It's such like a... so ridiculous to just pull your pause menu up. Alright, so backflip, backflip, and go. And go. Alright. So I have to wait for him on after hitting him, because if he's too low into the raft that we're standing on, you'll get kicked off of it immediately. So I have to wait until he kind of like starts going back a little bit so he has some height. I can go right away here because he's so high up. We're gonna bonk. Whoa, wait, what's going on? Alright, so we're gonna bonk on that leg right there so we don't have to jump to all 6 legs. Saves like a second or two, maybe 3 seconds or something like that. Well, that was about as clean of a fight as you could be, minus the ending little human error there. Just don't pay attention. It's obviously the controller glitched. Alright, so now we're into a really chill part of the run again. So, I mean, we were already chilling, but now we're really big chilling. We're going to be doing some setup for the next 5 minutes to get us into another dungeon. And then the next 5 minutes after that will be spent going to the new dungeon. Honestly, one of the better dungeons in the game, and the areas. The DeanBot glitched. Zert 404. Mr. Destructoid. I love bots in chat. Do you want to buy followers and Prime subscriptions? Head over to this place. Hello, I saw your DeanMachine2020 stream. Exclamation point Midwest Speedfest. Very nice. I will do overlay and art for your stream. Hop over to my URL. Are bots even trying anymore, or like they're not even like believable? You just know.
Right.
Ow, ow, ooh, ow, ooh. So this is a very, very important part of the run. If we don't get this house stone, or the wolf that's associated with this house stone, we cannot make the final blow to Ganondorf at the end of the fight, because that is the final blow, and this is the sword ability we get from this wolf. So you'll just press A and not do anything. Exactly, Crane.
I love those so much.
Like they aren't even believable, like, at all.
It's just copy paste.
It's actually become a copy pasta more than anything. Spin attacking is hard. Hopefully we'll get that figured out before a specific part in the game. I like a good pasta. Some good frame perfect mashing there. Alright, so we got these bombs. Now we shall drop them by this nice lady who gave them to us and never see her again. So if you see something in a paper about mysterious deaths or murder or anything like that, I am obviously not associated with any of it. This is actually probably the hardest part of the run right here. So not only did I potentially severely harm somebody who was generous enough to like help me out and give me some bombs, I basically just wasted them, potentially harming fish with water pollution. I know that Hyrule has a bomb shortage as well, so I'm potentially aiding in that. And we're basically just disrupting the ecosystem and the economy. It's Isa. Yes, that is... Bro. No, there's a fun part of this fact of your GameCube controller that pressing D-pad right oftentimes makes your item wheel pull up instead of your map. So there's plenty of times you'll see me pull up my item wheel when it was completely not intended. So we got bombs. We got rid of our bombs so that we had enough space in our inventory, or no space in our bomb bag, so we can get a different type of bomb, so we can come down here to get a bomb bag with more bombs in it. How did that happen? I pressed B once there and I don't know why I slashed. I might have been holding target. So then we get bombs. Again. Then we blast ourselves to the top super quick like. And then we start wasting more bombs. This run is just ridiculous. How many bombs collectively have TP speedrunners simply just wasted in their time in playing this game is probably an absolutely gargantuan number.
Someone do the math on that.
Yeah, everybody, like 10 years of people doing this. Oh my gosh, first try, let's go. I just unplugged my controller and plugged it back in there. That's where we do that. The free one frame trick that I didn't know about until after my first completed run. Because could you imagine warping away there? That would lose you so much time. Anyway, doing the map glitch where I press the map and warp away but don't warp away, causing Midna to like interrupt it, that disables loading zones. So typically we would void out here, like there's a fade zone, fade out trigger or something like that. It causes us to simply void out without the Reekfish scent, which is a big quest line of shenanigan side stuff that obviously loses time, and we don't have time for that. But the caveat to this is loading zones are disabled, so if I were to go into, like, there's a couple dig zones up here, like by that tree back there, or up here a little further. There's a couple dig zones that you can go into, but you'll just simply soft lock because there's no loading zone. That's why we gotta go awoo, 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 awoo. And yeah, we just kind of say peace out to that wolf. I think if I recall correctly, somebody mentioned that those wolf like zones over there are completely connected, so if you were able to get out to like a different loading zone with like moon jump or some other glitch or something like that, then you could enter or access a late game area way earlier.
What do you need?
Oh man, it's pretty common. Those keys can cause some interesting troubles. And more keys causing troubles. This is bad because I need to void out there, and that costs 1 heart worth of damage there, and I need to have at least 1 heart so I don't game over, which I am apparently going to have lots of issues with. That was clearly the ice bat's fault too, so. We can't have a great run. We have to have a little bit of time lost. It takes the pressure off of things.
Even if just a little bit, right?
Just a little bit. Well, we are gonna take the game over. Sorry, guys. And I don't even think I got the trigger. I might have not gotten the trigger there, but I'll at least have full health, and I think the ice bats, I don't know if they'll go away. It's such a big troll on these bats right now. I did. Alright, we got the trigger. Oh my word. Just lost a minute to like key spat RNG and just the bad boomerang throws there. It's my Yeto impression, like most underrated character in the whole game probably.
Easily.
If you take a look at my items, they're also reset. They were bombs. No, they were a boomerang and a claw shot, I believe. But now we are iron boots and the uku. So I think I was going to take the fast route, but we just lost a whole shenanigans worth of time there with those bats. So I think we'll just take the easy route and say, whoops, there goes another 10 seconds, but at least it's consistent. The snowboarding blind section here, there's some rocks that we can parkour over, and saves 10 seconds over doing this course without the parkour part. But yeah. I can't really see where I'm going. I mean, I know where I'm going, but I cannot visually see anything before it's right there in front of me. So I gotta be extra darn sure that my trajectory going up this part right here is on point, otherwise I'll fly off the edge. Hey, we made it. Equips in this game are really hard because you have to like double tap the item when like quick changing to it with your L cursor and stuff like that. It's actually, you can lose quite a bit of time over the course of the run to just unoptimal equips. It's just, what? Oh, this treasure chest I don't think I ever figured out how to get casually in my gameplay through. So we don't know whose house this is. We assume it's probably the Yetis, but we're just gonna disrespectfully bomb it. First try. This room can kind of be trolly with the boomerang sometimes like not going out of bounds, or apparently me not wanting to fall off the edge there. That was very, very strange. We take all the opportunities we have to drop a bomb here and there. Do whatever this is. Looks pretty swag, that's for sure. Honestly, though, I'd say that casually, I really like this dungeon. This was a really great dungeon. Alright, whoops. My thumb completely slipped off the joystick there. Sorry,
Oh
go.
no. One of the coolest bosses, too.
Hey, we're taking another death. Bosses for which one? City in the Sky or this one? This dungeon?
This one, Snow Peak.
The boss for this one is really interesting. Although casually Dragon in the Sky is pretty cool too.
It's pretty sick.
First try, let's go. All these voids, is this SS? Yeah, that was my attempt at getting back in time. At least I have plenty of health to do this fight without worry. Hey, super perfect fight. We gotta clean up some stuff. I can't tell you. Oh yeah, my PB has the death in Snow Peak because I think I got in this fight and I had like one heart or less, and I think I got smacked by the ball or blown up by my own bomb or some ridiculous shenanigans and had to re-clip back into the room from outside again. We have the most OP and destructive item in the whole game right here. And hopefully we get rupees from this guy. There's a very, very tiny chance of it happening, but this rupee can like go out of bounds and causing it to be like uncollectible. And you can't just simply reload the room from what I know. So you have to stitch together some rupees from some other spots in the game. This is where the majority of our rupees come from. We get these 2 orange rupees right away. There, we actually got a side hop over some rupee text finally. Alright, we're gonna need some bless RNGs probably, also, for more fuel coming up. Back to this room. Oh. Ooh. Alright then. Alright then. They took off sword knockback or sword recoil for the HD version, which makes this room basically free because you don't like hit your sword on that rock. First try, let's go. Hey, what are these? So hopefully these last 10 water bombs are the only bombs that we will need for the rest of the run. Moorfield gives us the great RNG. We'll have this. Do a little side hop. Do a little slasheroonie right here. Go to here. Do some backflips. And now it's time for RNG Fest.
You got this.
The first phase is really straightforward and easy. There's some things that can go wrong, but the second phase is kind of determined if the first phase is well or not. Because the eye can hop back in really quickly, and I have to like pull a water bomb out and de-equip iron boots right before the cutscene starts. Gosh, we almost died there too. That water level was Monka S. Alright, we got it. Let's go. What this is going to do is this basically gives us a free first shot for Morpheal. 1 bomb time. So, Zach Link here in the chat is saying 1 bomb. 1 bomb is legitimately that, where I pull this 1 bomb and I use my air meter to do 3 cycles worth of stabs on this boss, which basically leaves your air meter in the last bit of red. And only top runners go for it when they need an extra like 15 to 20 seconds. So Morpheus swam down. That could have been like a 1 bomb setup. However, I make it like really lenient so I don't like have to worry about that kind of stuff. Dude, I think I almost equipped like too early there. That was super Monka S. Where are you going? That was really odd, but I'll take it. So I buffer. I'll be right back.
Go. While Dean is away, there are a couple of things that I would like to say. Good job on the Morpheal fight. That was sick. I did want to say we have just added our Twitch revenue for this marathon to our donation total, and that's coming from bits, that's coming from subs, that's coming from ad views, everything like that, which totals at about $340. So that will bring our total donations up to $8,574. And Helix had a couple of words to say there too. Helix says, I'm absolutely blown away by the support we've received this entire event in terms of donations, volunteers, viewers, everything. I'm sure I'll say it again more than a few times, but thank you all so much. It really means a lot, not only to me, but to all the rest of our staff as well. Here's to many more events with you all. And I want to say personally, thank you all so much. This has been incredible. And one other stat that I wanted to say, we are getting very close to reaching actually a combined total from our previous 2 events, which both were the highest raised at their time. So Midwinter Speed Sprinter 2020 and Mid-Spring Speed Fling 2020 raised a combined total of $9,631. And we are just over $1,000 away from that. And I think we can hit that.
Get those donations in. We are so close to crushing out a crazy record. I'm absolutely surprised too. I can't express how like awesome it is to be a part of this community, because like it was 2 years ago when I was just a small little streamer with no knowledge of what the heck I was doing, speedrunning Wind Waker HD, and Gooby comes on and he's like, hey, you want to be a part of this event? Because I saw you were from Minnesota on like some of my info. And yeah, so 2018 I started with some Wind Waker, and then for like 2019, 2020 I did some Wind Waker randomizer, and now we are off to Twilight Princess, which I'm actually super happy about. I think this is a great run. Like it's a great run to watch. It's really fun to play, and like the overwhelming amount of like support from the community even makes it like even better. Like it's I don't know, it's just crazy how much growth that there's been in the last just couple of years from this. I can't wait to see what it is in a couple of years from now even.
It's been amazing. It's been such an amazing journey.
It's over 9,000! The Morpheal cutscene there is one of the longest in the game, so I use that as a good opportunity to go relieve stress. Wait. It's actually kind of funny that I put like points incentive on my stream for like light exercise and like stuff I can do during cutscenes and stuff, and it's actually had quite a good benefit on like my back muscles and stuff, just simply doing that.
Honestly, that's such an incredible idea.
I don't have
I hope
enough.
you don't mind if I steal that.
Oh no, I stole it from someone else basically. I don't have like enough like physical or discipline in that like regards, and people like to see me like fatigued, I guess. So yeah, it's a win-win for everybody. Hey, look, D&D. That looks like a fun little group to be a part of. Oh, can't tell you how many times I've heard that one. The worst part of this game is when Midna's... Yeah, like right now. Where's the Midna's lament? I think it's just this room in particular. But like coming up in the sewers here, we'll be hearing it, and then every time we go past an enemy, it'll just...
OMG, this music Bible thump.
It is. Shh. Music, stop. Okay. The way it like fades in and out is just ridiculous too. Here we go, here's some more fade out. Oh yeah. Maybe if I can get this torch lit. Ew, spiders. Dude, I freaked out one night because I was like just complaining about spiders in this game. One night after like playing and streaming, and right after I got done with streaming, I looked at my wall and there's this like probably the biggest spider I've ever physically seen crawling up it, and I was just, are you kidding me?
Oh my god.
It's like I was just bad mouthing spiders, and here they are coming to take over.
They heard.
Nice. Whoa! Alright, I've actually never done that, so that's cool. It's a mild time loss at least. We have to kill that archer. Otherwise, okay, that's right. This isn't the first part of the game. Muscle memory, stop. Mofat's probably foreheading right now. I'm watching that shenanigans. I got the good Bokoblin RNG, or like, we avoid that getting hit by that arrow because he'll shoot us down from these ropes if we leave him alive. And the easiest way to, instead of like attacking him, is just to jump attack him into the water so that he immediately like dies, like the other one earlier. Oh, that was almost too early. It's just fail fish. Yeah, Minnesota is a really unique place where people can basically just put ranch on whatever they want. Ruin perfectly good food. I think I'll add ranch.
You ever dip your pizza in ranch?
Yes. I like to mix hot sauce and ranch together sometimes for that.
Ooh, there you go.
Hey, we got an early cycle on that bridge too. Honey plus sriracha. I will add one more ingredient to that. Honey, sriracha, and barbecue sauce. Like,
Whoa.
yeah. Maybe some mayo, maybe it's honey mustard, but honey something. Then you have a sweet, then you have a spice, and a tangy, and like a mesquite. Like, it's just a huge flavor palette, and you can like actually pick out each flavor.
I might have to try that.
Whenever it comes to anything that's chicken, I like to have a sweeter sauce for it, like honey mustard or barbecue. It's because the sugars just kind of bring out like more flavor with that. I wouldn't put it on
yeah.
I wouldn't put it on like beef or something. Maybe pork, because pork and chicken actually are very similar in terms of like how they're cooked and the aspects of them. Pork is actually closer to chicken in similarity than beef.
Huh. I did not know that. I guess. But I guess it makes sense.
Makes sense like once you think about it, yeah, but like it's not something like I thought that it was almost interchangeable. It's like, oh, we can just have sausage hamburgers instead, which you probably could, but people don't do it. Don't break something that isn't broken. So we're capable of beating the game now, so we get warped back to this place of Twilight, which we will do absolutely nothing about. Pork's also called the other white meat. Yeah, it's very white. I'm so surprised that where I worked there, we sold pork steaks basically, and people could order their pork like mid-rare if they really wanted to. I'm like, okay, this is a drawing a line. This is actually not texturally delicious to eat. Like, not fun. I can understand like cooking like a salmon to like medium or just less than fully cooked because it's salmon. People eat that crap raw. Oh hey, look, we're playing Twilight Princess.
Oh yeah, look at that. Almost forgot.
Pork sushi. Oh, gross.
Oh no.
This is the face of determination. And that is something else. Ever since moving to like a bigger city, because like I used to live in a small rural Minnesota town where we like tipped over cows for fun on a Saturday night. And had fires that were big enough to like burn a car with. Ever since moving to the bigger city, I'm like, I have access to salmon and sushi and stuff like that. And there's a Vietnamese noodles place that's nearby. And oh my gosh, like every sip of their broth is absolute heaven. It's every savory component you can possibly think of, like in one bowl.
That sounds divine.
It's almost too divine, like you have to like pace yourself, otherwise it's almost overwhelming. They give you a crap ton of fresh vegetables and stuff with it too, like basil, cilantro, bean sprouts, bonking. Wait, what? That's not an ingredient. The meat on this conversation is too saucy for like DJ. I am in Minnesota. We're just in Minnesota. I've lived in the rural part, and I've lived in a city that's not the cities. It's a great state. We go from completely flat on one side to like super rolling hills and other stuff on the other side of the state. A lot of diversity in like the geography actually. There's a vegan hard at work. I have my camera pulled up because you can see how much lag that like doing this does because of the heat texture and everything like that, so we pull our camera up to reduce lag. What? Right? Let's go. What? Well. Alright. Alright. Now that shenanigans are done. Go to bed, Gooby. No. So we did not completely soft lock our game. It's been good.
Hey, we like that.
And we didn't die. So the map glitch there makes you fall out of bounds infinitely. Infinitely. You can leave your game on for days and you'll just be falling out of bounds. The side effect of that is you get to a place where Link's model becomes more and more stretched out until it's like all springed and the polygons are not fitting together anymore. It's actually kind of terrifying. Yeah, you can't be telling Gooby to go to bed, Gooby. We got a really hype run left. And other than some mild time loss, we're probably... Honestly, this could probably sub 310 or be right around 310 if the end game is really consistent as well.
It's been a really solid run so far.
Other than those two minor deaths. But my my way of knowing like if it's good or not is the exit lake bed time. And we had such like a crispy early game that even with those two deaths, we still exited lake bed at a pretty good pace time. So this room has absolutely given me nightmares before, because I hate it. We're just gonna casually do this. Alright. There's like a way that you can roll by pressing and holding A while you're in mid-air there, so that you can continue your momentum over the sand. I can't tell you how many times I have been at like the wrong angle, and instead of continuing momentum, you just simply don't roll and you go and void out there. You can get across that room with a claw shot, or you can be wolf when entering there, so you just do some wolf dashes across it. This game's broken with wolf dashing across sand because for some reason you can infinitely not sink into sand as a wolf when you're dashing. Or attacking, I guess. You're not really dashing. I said this run could potentially be like 310-ish if things go consistent. So the thing about late go like crazy, like I don't have to react to a frame perfect trick that could potentially lose me a minute. I have to just simply play consistent and not void out, basically. This run is basically, in my opinion, it's just, you have the early game, which is setting up for late game. Because you set up the game in a really odd way to be able to access Morpheal, which gets you into a later game state. And then after you get into the later game state, you get into basically this dungeon rush mode. And then you do stuff like this. So what we just did there is called Po1 skip. Relatively hard trick. You gotta get out over into the sand. And you clip into the left side of the pillar and it outwarps you, and then you have to have like a good angle to do a roll off the top of it onto the ledge that I grabbed onto. It saves, I think, like 45 seconds or something like that, but each attempt at it costs like 20. So if you miss it like 2 times, you're kind of throwing the point of it. There's so many things in this dungeon that can just happen, so there's a lot of reacting to RNG with all the Poe movements, potentially like the other enemies' placements and stuff. Love the run, you gotta head out. See you. Thank you so much, Zach. So I have to focus for just a second here. Each one of these Poes has a different attack I need to do for it. So that one I have to attack it, and then I have to side hop. And you see how it's spinning around at me really quickly? That means I got fast cycle. Now you see how they're taking forever to stop spinning? Yeah, that sometimes happens too. There's nothing you can do about that. But what they would do is they would spin really slowly for probably 10 seconds and then start spinning faster. Well, we see the 15-hour rupee slide. Kyle speedruns. We will not be seeing any 15-hour rupee slides. So what we are referring to is you have to basically get the text trigger or the rupee saying like, hey, you got a rupee or whatever. And while you have that text up, Link is swaying back and forth, but in uneven frames. So like the animation will slowly shimmy you, like so slowly shimmy you, but you have no collision and hitbox at that time. So if you're next to a door, you can shimmy through that door. And I think what they do is they shimmy through that gate up there. I've never actually watched the run, but the guy that I was watching when he was doing it basically did it's like a 25-hour run, low percent, and he did it, but while he was waiting for the rupee slides, he was playing any percent on the side. Like...
Was that JD Linkmaster?
No, that was Anarakis or something like that.
Ah, yeah. Will you ever do a low percent run?
Will I ever do a low percent run? I could use that time to sleep if I wanted to. Speedrunning for 25 straight hours, Monka S.
With big naps in the middle? That's doable.
Yeah, we'll do low percent, and then I'll do a 100% run during one of the rupee slides, and then we'll do any percent runs in all dungeons for the shorter ones as well.
Oh my goodness.
Just do all the categories in one day. Honestly, that would be the most crazy marathon. Somebody just Twilight Princess marathon doing all those. That would be absolutely insane.
See, that's a good idea. My idea was to see how many times you could run Jotwad in those during those rupee slides.
Well, that's like 5 minutes, but that'd be a whole ton of times. My biggest reasoning for choosing to run this route, which is like the hardest route, like top runners use it, was the fact that we don't have to fight King Bulbin 1 on horseback. Because I just hate that fight.
Yeah, I don't blame you. It's a terrible fight.
The only good part about it is right at the end where Link is on Epona over the Elden Bridge doing that super, like, majestic pose with the sword and everything. I'm gonna die in this sand, guys. Okay. That's a mild inconvenience. He spotted me. Oh, what am I doing? This might be a small disaster zone right now.
Oh, you got this. You got the cleanup.
Oh boy. What? Huh? I think he stabbed me and I lost the ability to have senses.
No.
What is this RNG right now? This room usually does not take this much time. You just come in, do some wolf dashes, and call it a day. It's not this intricate, I swear. Hey, you know what they say during a marathon? Gosh, I've never seen that happen before. Gosh, we should do Death Sword Skip. What better way to make this more of a meme run than to do Death Sword Skip?
Can you imagine?
I actually was practicing Death Sword and I was like, oh, let's just see what Death Sword Skip does. got it once, I'm like, okay, and then I got it a second time, I'm like,
Okay.
and then I tried it a third time and I was like, early or late by a tiny bit, I'm like, We could let chat decide on that one if I attempt it like once. Or we just take the consistent route and just do the strat that saves or loses 15 seconds over it.
Let's see. One's in the chat for Death Sword Skip, two's for not.
We have ball and chain strats or just skip the fight strats. Roll goal %, how about that one?
There we go.
That's the best meme category in the whole game, probably.
That's just fishing bottle RTA without the fishing bottle, isn't it?
Sorta, yeah. That roll goal game is actually kind of interesting. It's even more interesting on the Wii U when you have the gyro on your gamepad.
True.
Lots of ones are.
I've seen a ton of ones, yeah.
We'll attempt it. If we get it, we're popping off. So yeah, we're kind of just doing this part of the dungeon backwards because Wolf doesn't sink in sand. Kind of a really convenient little property there. Alright, we're getting blasted by this thing. Interesting sword recoil there. Alright, I won't even bother to make the ball and chain equip then. We'll only do it if I miss the first time. If it happens, though, you never know. We might get lucky with sometimes the boss will get like stuck for some reason, not like actually come up towards you. And sometimes the boss gets stuck in the air and soft blocks you, basically, but we won't worry about that. Oh. I have no idea if that was early or late. It was very, very close.
Oh man. You gotta do it for the fans, though.
Okay, we'll give it one more attempt then, why not? No, I guess we can't, because he's being a jerk. Yeah, that's what happens. He'll just get stuck really close to you like that. And apparently I had one too many, or one not enough things there. He's probably like one hit from dying. Yes, wow. That was one hit short. We gave it a good attempt though. He was lined up very well, and I think I might have... I can't tell if I buffered too much or not enough, because that angle is so precise that there's like anywhere from like a 1 to 5 frame window depending on your setup. It's still a really good paced run, like that's why we said, hey, why not? It's for content, not for speeds.
Do you mind if I get a couple quick donations in?
Heck yeah, let's go.
We had $5 from Roma, one of our friends over at Baguette Restream, who says, "Go to bed, Gooby." And we had $5 more from the Flying Marlin, who says, "No comment, just kidding. Why do they call it oven when you have in the cold food about how to eat the food? Oh, and go to bed, Gooby."
Gooby, go to bed. Content, indeed. If I just got every trick first try, there'd be no, like... there'd be no suspense. So the first part of the game, though, there was, like, a lot of clench, but, like, they were all gotten, and now we can throw the run in late game. Yeah, we got the fidget spinner, let's go. Best item in the game casually is this spinner, probably. Gooby, stay up. Oh, we got... Press 1 for Gooby going to bed, press 2 if you're for Gooby staying up. And then press whatever number else you want if you don't want to press those two numbers. While Link twerks. Who's on Team Gooby go to bed and who's on Team Gooby stay up? Oh, hey. This isn't optimal. I bet you couldn't tell that. I was supposed to pull my spinner, but I think I went like a frame too late. Yeah, 7. There it is. There's the guys who can't do math. Or 69,420. Lol. A fun fact, I'm actually drinking tea right now.
What kind of tea?
It's brisk lemon. Brisk classic lemon in a can. It's my power-up juice of choice. Even though it only contains 5% juice. No, 0. 6! I can't read. I swear it's... Okay, it's 0. Not a 6.
So it has some juice.
It is juice in your heart. It's soul juice. It may not be good for the body, but it definitely is good for your soul. Hey! Alright, that's really, really good. Okay, that sucks. Alright. We got it eventually.
I've seen that go a lot worse than that, though.
The best I've ever gotten was after the second hit, I was bonking around in the cutscene against whatever those enemies are, and I was close enough to the spine that I just shimmied it over to it for the third one and probably saved like 5+ seconds or more.
That's amazing.
I've never seen it outside of practice though, or during a run. And you'll see I move on my spinner there because you move at 60 speed versus like 30 speed for rolling. Extra full. All right.
Nice. Way to go. GG.
My last 2 PB pace runs died to that fight. I lost like a minute plus to not missing the early knockdown, but missing the spin attacks to one cycle it, which even feels worse than missing the early knockdown. My Twitch for the runner is DeanMachine42 to answer Timberdoodle. DeanX4200. That is a name that has been dead for quite a while. Rip the DeanX4220. That was lazy and just used like a college username that they'd given me. I'm like, wow, this is pretty memey. Why not? I think the bot's broken. Weird analog glitch there. So I'm gonna be zooming in every single time I come to this warping map now, because if I just were to hit Z, Minna's like, hey, we need to get to the Mirror of Twilight. Head straight for the Mirror of Twilight. And if you are to click Z and then ask her to warp, she'll say the same thing. Bro. Alright. So those kids are just kind of standing there, I guess, because we never actually did something, I suppose, so they just infinitely are standing there. So now we have the big skip. This is like the barrier skip of TP, kinda, sorta. And first try, let's go. So we skip into here early so that we can get to City in the Sky early. So that we can do City in the Sky early, which makes us do Palace of Twilight early, and then we inevitably finish the game early. It's kind of an interesting meme to just stick the word early into like any trick, like early Master Sword, early Pillar Clip. Early boss flags is actually what they're called for that boss flag thing in Forest Temple. This guy's cackles. This guy's such a creepy guy.
What's the name like Fably? Something
Fryer.
like that? That one's fire.
Fire, yeah, yeah. No R. Somebody has that as their emote for their stream, like one of their only emotes. And it says GV on it, like their name prefix and then GV. Because Gorge Void is acronym for GV. So I was like, what? Okay. So simple. Hey. So when we go into first person like that and just press claw shot really quickly like that, it saves frames because you don't have to like pull out the claw shot and get your crosshair out and target it and everything. Early to bed, early to rise. Unlike Gooby. I bet if we can keep the donations coming in, we can keep Gooby's life force alive so that he can continue to stay up and see the big donation marks. Yeah.
I think we can. We have another donation, by the way.
Let's read it.
From Count Gooby, who's donating for the Rogue Energy Drink sales this marathon. Thanks, everyone. No, you can't tell me to go to bed. I think you can tell Gooby to go to bed. Let's get some more donations telling Gooby to go to bed. We're currently at $8,590. So we are just about $400 away from 9,000.
It's almost over 9,000.
It's
Get your
almost
memes.
over 9,000. Let's make it over 9,000.
Gooby will run bed percent if we hit the donation goal. I almost went right off the edge there. Ooh, we got pig smoked. So very, very important trick right here. Very, very important trick right here. Alright, so that's a lot of time saved. So what I just did there was I got really far away from the door because like Human Link needs to access doors from like basically touching them. And so we open it as Wolf Link, who apparently is standing much further away from the door. And that causes the actor for the fan in the room to not load, which saves a crap ton of time after we get the item in this dungeon. Whoa! Good thing I reacted by holding up there. I think I claw shotted like too high up on the vines there and I like fell down right away instead of like grabbing onto them. So we're just setting up this dungeon right now. We're getting a small key which the task can skip using a trick that basically no human probably will ever even attempt or go for or even bother with practicing because it is unbelievably so ridiculously hard and RNG heavy. If you want an idea, just go type in Gymnast86 small key skip. I'm pretty sure that will give you the video and it's just an absolute chaos of unexplainable things. There's a couple task tricks that no human person has like ever even attempted. Okay, so that's very good. We just skipped a cutscene by going over that. The cutscene is the dragon coming through and just destroying the heck out of that bridge. However, because dragon is not coming to destroy bridge, it sets some flags differently, which will kick in after we do a save warp. Never understand. It's why actors are called that instead of something else. Something to do with coding. because these things have to act with something by triggering or a series of events.
Guess I've never thought about that before.
Actors? You mean the guys in a theatrical performance? Alright, we're coming up to the really fun stuff now. Now that we've gotten through the setting up shenanigans and skipping a cutscene. That cutscene actually is like a almost 40 or 50 second time loss. And then I think there's a little time loss on top of it because it brings your save to a weird place. Almost up to a minute, like, overall. So that's the fun room.
May I get a couple donations in quick?
Heck yeah.
We have $20 from Fruity Waffles saying, "Go make sleep, Gooby." And another $30 from Zojalix, who says, "Go to bed, Gooby."
It's gonna be the running meme now. Keep them donations coming. We gotta keep telling Gooby to go to bed. It's for the cause.
You know it. We have $50 from Sporadic Erratic, who says, "Gooby, get in bed, but stay up watching your phone, okay? 10K hype!"
10K hype, let's go!
We are so close. We are right there. We had another $100 donation from Autumn Garnet, who says, "Super excited about Midwest Speed Fest supporting able gamers. I wish I could say I'd been a strong supporter of disabled people before realizing I'm disabled, but as I'm sure the speedrunning community can agree, there's something to be said for making up for lost time." That's so true. Thank you so much, Autumn.
If you making up for lost time, just play better at late game. It's never too late. I've been doing better with that for mentality of the game because, like, sometimes if you do have a bad early game and then things are really rough and you're still trying to do a no reset, you have to push past just like, oh, I've already lost so much time. It's like, well, I can hold it together and play smooth for the rest of it. Oh, jeez. That was Pog.
Yo, let's go. I know I'm a couple seconds behind you, but oh, we love to see it. I did want to add, with her last couple donations, we are now up to $8,790. That's just $210 away from $9,000.
Let's get it.
We can do this.
We need to go over by $1. And then just, there it is.
And there it is.
Because it can't be, it has to be greater than 9,000. It cannot be greater than or equal to. Just the alligator mouth without the line under it. Math.
Math.
So this is the flag that kicks in. It brings us back here because the game's like, oh, you haven't broken the bridge, so you haven't advanced something or another. But we definitely have. Make an incentive for Gooby going to bed. Yes. Oh boy. I panicked there. It's equal to or greater than 9,000. What's the couch lady's name again? Eye of Newt, I believe.
Yes, I have Newt. That me.
I am Newt.
I
See what I
am.
did there?
I did see what you did there.
I am Newt. Instead of I am Groot, I of Newt. It's just so close. Jim Pog. How about every single person that's here right now, Pog? Every single person here right now supporting this cause and being a part of this event is awesome. Super awesome. Cannot express how amazing it is that there's so many generous people in this wonderful community, making it like increasingly better as the time goes on too. It's so fun to participate in these events too. It's so many like nice people to be able to talk to, and like the continued support. Like I always mention, I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of nervous, but everybody's like, hey, you're good, you got this. And
It's because we all know that we were all nervous ourselves the first time we showed up in the community.
I don't know, it's just these bigger events are a little bit more like heavy weighted, I guess, in terms of like meaning.
That's fair.
I can't reset. There's a lot of times where I'm like, well, I can just reset, and so I don't bother to like worry about something, but there's not in this instance. We're breaking Link's arm now.
Alright, while we make this climb, can I get in a quick donation?
Absolutely, I'm just going for early cycle.
Yeah, we had $50 from Roboto66Y, who says, let's keep this rolling for a good cause. We are now at 8840, getting closer.
I equip iron boots so I fall like way faster, but I'm supposed to unequip them before hitting the ground. Just kind of interesting that you are able to put on a set of iron boots as you are falling, and then take them off within that half a second. But it saves up
Suddenly
your...
you're not.
Yeah, it saves a couple frames. Good shot. Yep, when we hit the 10,000 mark, Gooby will go to bed. Keep the
Only
donations
then.
coming. I'm trying to get as low of a time as possible so I can add to the donations as well.
Well, you're doing a really good job at that so far.
$1 for every minute under estimate. You ready for everyone's favorite drink? I'm also gonna be right back after I do the last input here because I'm drinking tea and it's doing things.
Go. While Dean is going, I want to say thank you for all your support. Your money is going towards Able Gamers. Able Gamers is an organization that creates ways to let people with disabilities have the same access to games that people who don't have disabilities do. And really, it's a truly incredible organization. They, with our support, large or small, it enables us to keep giving controllers to people in need. 94% of every dollar donated to Able Gamers goes directly towards helping support gamers with disabilities, which is one of the best ratios in the world, according to Charity Navigator. So get that exclamation point donate in the chat. Let's get some more donations, make Gooby go to bed.
Chair percent. another really good part about this run is the fact that you have, like, granted it's a long run, but you were actually playing for dang near the entire time. A couple of cutscenes here and there, but even those aren't too long. So I go when I hear him roar, and then I wait until the fire's above my head, and that for some reason like triggers him to like have a way earlier cooldown. But I can get him way earlier than normal. As we get to the 10,000 mark, and Gooby will go to bed, indeed. So I'm simply trying to get as high up on this first pillar as possible, so I can make it up very high for this second part here. That part was a little bit scuffed, and I'm not going to explain why, because I don't even really know. Alright, so this is a very interesting fight. At the beginning of the fight, you saw that I voided out. I jumped off the edge right away. And that's to get the dragon to respawn back up in the middle a lot quicker, otherwise it will like fly around like it did at the first phase of the fight. Which is slow. So I unequipped my iron boots for this last phase, because we have a different set of actions we want to do. The spoiler alert, Nintendo makes us do 3 phases on this boss. Very clean fight, and then we actually make the final A press this time. I got this. I dropped the controller, I was like, well, that wasn't that good, and because the fight was so scuffed, and I like didn't actually make the final input, so it shook me off and I had to do the 3rd phase again. It's actually cool that Agarok has that cutscene right in the middle of the fight, and then a cutscene at the end of the fight that's like a minute long almost as well, with no inputs.
Alright, can I get in a couple more donations here during the cutscene?
Let's keep them coming, let's go.
Yeah, we have $25 more from Jim BV,
Ooh.
who says, "This hype train is moving out of the station. 10K coming quick, it's a sensation. Dean and Newt are our conductors. What a sick way to end our summers." Thank you so much, Jim. I love it.
Jim.
And we had $20 from Fruity Waffles, who says, "Chairpercent."
Yes. I used to...
What that brings us to?
Are we there?
8,885. We're getting so close. Just $115 away from $9,000.
I was hoping you were going to say like 808,888 or some fancy bunch of numbers.
I mean, we are $3 away from that.
Who's going to be the $3
donation?
donation? Let's go. Three phases, I know, unheard of. Nintendo is absolutely revolutionary for their time. Alright, so we're getting to the Resident Sleeper Dungeon. There's a lot of stuff that is kind of happening, but it's not like anything that's more than just like, hey, I'm moving faster using subtle techniques. You're not going to see any big skips. There's like a few boomerang long jumps, but those ultimately add up to like, you saved a few seconds tops, a second at minimum. So it's tiny optimizations, and yeah. Just a resident sleeper of a dungeon, usually for viewers and for the person speedrunning it. I changed back into Wolf here because Wolf's entering cutscene for some reason is way quicker than the human entering cutscene to this section, so I literally just do whatever the people do, because they've been playing this game for how many years, and why would I just show up and be like, well, we're gonna do it differently. Kind of the nice thing about this game, it's just like, it's what it is.
I will say, Palace of Twilight is probably the best opportunity for you to get donations in and get them read. We're gonna have plenty of time to do that.
Yep. Basically, each room is going to have a small key, and then after 2 small keys in each of these rooms, then there's a miniature fight with a hologram Zant, which I will be doing a specific set of stabs to speed up the fight by a little bit. And then we do it again in the... oh wait, no. We grab a orb. Yeah, get your orbs ready. And we have to return it back to the hub area, and then we do it again. And then after that, we do some other stuff. It's so... I don't even know. This is the Tot G, Tower of the Gods equivalent dungeon right here. Tower of the Gods in Wind Waker is so Resident Sleeper, and it's got so many cutscenes and no skips that are really cool other than like kind of one. This dungeon just... I can do that. I can double attack him. That's pretty cool. And I can get to the key quickly. Yeah! Movement. We got extra popcorn for cutscenes. Get your popcorn ready. Instead of claw-shotting on this one, I can do a side hop, do a jump slash. Gosh, mind is blown. I gotta click my little points thing, claim my bonus for Midwest Speedfest points. I gotta back them up. Where's our points for making Booby go to bed? I'm sure very few people actually have a whole bunch of like channel points for Midwest Speedfest though. I could be wrong though.
You say that and I'm sitting on 33,000.
Alright then. So yeah, I'm preventing him from warping around the room sporadically, which obviously loses a ton of time. Some people in the 20,000s. Alright, we get everybody's favorite nightmare hand. I've probably been grabbed by this hand a few times in nightmares and in daydreams.
This thing terrified me so much when I first got this game. Back in like 2006.
Orb! But when I was first playing this game in 2008 or 9 or something like that, I think it was 8, in the City in the Sky, you saw how I got across the thing with the long jump attack, because they anticipate that you're going to turn on a fan, which is going to rotate the blades in like the area on the way to the boss door. And I couldn't find the switch for the fan, and I managed to, after several hours of shenanigans, I don't know what I did, but I ended up getting across, and I saved that file for however many years it's been now, just because I wanted to, like, it's like a trophy. It's like, yeah, I did this a long time ago, and now I'm like kind of tempted to go and figure it out how, because I posted in Discord, and nobody has seen that without the use of glitches. Like, I was like, well, something happened, because like 14-year-old me there somehow figured something out, but I don't have any idea what it was. This is the funniest part. Yep, there's an L slide in this game. The L slide that I just did right there skips those little black squid vermin thing creatures. And it just saves like a little second. Like I said, we're saving seconds. This room, however, this next room, could be costing me seconds, so we are going to... We're gonna do our best right now. We'll get to break sliding We'll have to manipulate Zelda RNG using break sliding, basically. So I wait for this platform to get all the way to the left here, and then I go. I am scared. I'm just gonna take this easy. This room can cause so many problems. Okay, that's better than what it could be. Optimally, you'd want the head to spawn at the far end of the room right here by the key, and you're able to roll across all those platforms in one cycle and get it. But not falling down is good too. Because if you were to fall down there, it's such a hassle to get back up. I've seen there's a guy that him and I are like rivals. We're self-proclaimed rivals at this game because we both started speedrunning Twilight Princess in March. Dang it. And we both have like really similar like skill levels in terms of things overall. So we're like competing and going back and forth, trading off PBs. And I've seen him kill like at least 3 or 4 runs to like this dungeon alone, just shenanigans. But it's like interesting how like things like this are not hard at all, but the second you've been speedrunning for okay, so we're at 2 hours and 30 minutes right now. Every single trick accumulated on top of now just trying to hold it together and just finish out strong can really cause for some really interesting issues. So I just try to like snipe that out. That wasn't really clean, but it's cooler than going into first person. Here's a 1 second time save. Let's get hard. Just really simple stuff to just keep your movement going along, but nothing just major, so. Just like that one Eagles song, we're just taking it easy. Getting some frame perfect rolls on top of it. Ooh. So I'm doing 1 slash and 2 spin attacks. Whoa, where'd he go? And then the third one I'll do 3 spin attacks because that... typically if you inflict a 3rd spin attack onto him, then he will start warping around because you've inflicted like above a threshold of damage on him. Or if you do a 1, 2, 3, 4 straight combo on him, he will also start warping around the room. So we just... That was an optimal fight that time, the first time I messed up my spins. Which had to go just a little bit extra, but still very, very minimal time loss altogether. Borb. A little bit of L sliding here and there too. Lots of orbs. I love that.
I would like to... Ooh.
Oh yeah, you go.
Here we have a $3 donation. Someone did it.
We did
From
it.
Levon Firestorm saying 8888. Donating to Able Gamers is really great. It really is. And what do you know? That's $8,888. We are now sitting at 112, right? Yes, $112 away from hitting 9,000 raised for Able Gamers. We can do this. We can do this by the end of the run. I want to see it happen.
We can totally do it. And we got that Breath of the Wild coming up afterwards, right?
Oh yeah.
Hey look, nothing interesting is happening yet again. Typical Palace. I'm gonna jump off soon. It's quadruple 8s, we got 4 8s. If you see 4 8s, that's 8 orbs. Ooh. So I'm gonna do something that's kind of a little fun meme. Let's see if I get it and don't screw up. That'd be really ridiculous. Because I have screwed this up and it's like, well.
But not today.
Hey! I saved no time with what I just did. I saved no time. I might have lost like a half a second because it took a moment for the ball to roll to the thing. But we did it. And you see all these Twilight creatures, they're gonna change their faces, right? No.
Oh, that's amazing.
Orb! They're actually saying orb.
That's what they're saying, yeah.
I love those creatures. That actually make like a really good Pog emote. Just oh.
Or yeah, sex rate. They're screaming into the void. That's what they're doing.
Let's see, did we get it? Overlapping cutscenes? We did it. Let's go. One of my good buddies runs Wind Waker HD, and he's got an emote of one of the Koroks, but it has like some A's over the top of it for when they do the cutscene with the wah. Oh hey.
That was so good. I wasn't expecting that.
Here, let's throw it
Sound
in.
nut.
I'm not even gonna bother with this LJA again because of what just happened. Sometimes the boomerang just decides to go on inbounds. And that's what happened there. So I decided to take the cool or slower route and just not bother with the LJ the second time there. Yeah, that's the Korok emote with the so we spammed the heck out of that one. Honestly, one of my favorite emotes of like anybody I'm subscribed to almost. Oh, here's another LJA that I could do. I could target up here, and that saves like all of a second, maybe. But if I fall down there, then I have to ride the platforms back again, which is really just, it's so slow. The pace of this dungeon is already slow enough, and doing that, you're just sitting there, posting emotes in chat. But this guy wanted to come for a ride with us, but we said no. I'm actually quite surprised that I have 5 hearts right now. Heart management through this dungeon is big, which is why we end up getting hearts. Heart management with Arbiter's grounds is pretty rough, so like you can do it with 3 hearts, but it's a bit risky. But this dungeon, like, you have to get the 4th heart because when we jump out a city in the sky, we take 2 hearts worth of damage there. And if you were to come to this dungeon with only 1 heart, yeah. It's doable, but you really want to waste time. So here, if I'm fast enough with these claw shots, I can get an early Zant head cycle. Fun fact about this treasure chest is that if I do a dry roll, I will be right on the very edge here of this, like, ledge. Oof. We missed early cycle to me, like doing a late jump slash there, or early or something. Oh well. But yeah, if you do a dry roll there, it changes you into a wolf and drops you down into the void there. Just because I've like mashed A out of the text out of that, and then I've done a roll, and it's like, well, actually I can't tell you how many times I've done that. It's a much greater number than I want to admit. 9,000 is soon indeed. I'm gonna pull out Midna here, because that helps like a cycle in this room be better. We'll just casually kill those things that fall right on top of us. Oof, that's fine. Actually, it's not fine, because I didn't get the last orb. Orb. Hey! Alright, so we missed the early platform cycle, which isn't too big of an issue or a time loss. But we'll just play it safe now. I was trying to make up for some lost time there by doing a little LJ over to that platform. And I was just the wrong angle. You have to basically do it as soon as you jump on to the platform. Hey, we got early platform. Oh. We got it? Another donation?
Another donation, yeah. It's now a good time, or?
Yes, very good time. This whole dungeon is a great time.
Fair. We have $2 from Fatso, who says this marathon has been insane. Here's to 10K. Hashtag there goes the marathon goal. Also, go to bed, Gooby. Thank you so much, Fatso.
That last LJ is a little scary, but saves your 3 seconds or something like that, so. So I'm not 100% sure why, but at the end of all this dungeon and all this platforming of boringness, they give you a bunch of shadow beasts that just kind of fall out in the sky, and you just simply sprint attack them as they're falling with your one-hit KO sword. I don't really understand if they thought that was going to be a challenge or not. We gotta get to the 10,000 before we Gooby to go to bed. If we can do that. However, if we can't do that, Gooby will forever be stuck being awake, so please. Now we're donating to save Gooby.
Save Gooby.
Hashtag save Goob. So, actually, to be honest, this whole dungeon is pretty boring, but I'd say in terms of like personal preferences, this is the best boss. A lot of these boss reenactments are bosses we haven't even bothered to visit during the run. So if you're confused, I am too. So the first cycle is whatever, you just saw what I did. The second cycle, however, has a 2-frame window to get a one cycle. So. And we did it. Let's go, Pod.
Yo! Let's go.
That saves like actually 20 seconds. Alright, these equips that I'm making during this fight are very important to make sure I get them perfectly. If I were to drop my bomb too quickly after pulling out, I will shoot straight up to the top of this area. And as you saw when I did the Morpheal fight, you have just enough air to make it all the way to the bottom and trigger the cutscene. So basically there'd be absolutely no time to recover if I were to go up here, because there's going to be no cutscenes to save me. So we need to make sure that this is like the last biggest potential worrisome part, but we got through that pretty smooth.
Easy peasy.
Left, right, up, down. Whenever I'm doing a combo of 4 and I wanted to do it. Whoa, how did that miss? Alright then. Never seen that miss. So yeah, I will, when I want to do a really fast combo, I would do left, right, up, down. Because apparently just straight stabbing just is slow, and I don't understand why the different directions make things faster. This fight, surprisingly, is very annoying with ice physics. There's been many times where I'm trying to get the stabs on him, and he's just like slightly out of range of your sword, and you just end up completely missing him and have to go an extra cycle. Oh gosh. What? And that. I honestly don't know what just happened there. I swore that I was right next to him. What? Hey, I've never seen that before. I think maybe it was because I was up to the inside of the wall or something and the camera got all confused, and I really don't know. That was very weird. This phase sucks. And Link's going on a hallucinatory trip through his fight. So 4th stab, only thing that counts here. Wolf. And I somehow backed it up there. Impressive, actually. Typically I would like turn away and then slash 3 times and then turn back to him and finish this combo with the 4th stab. But I completely missed it and I somehow backed it up.
That was a solid final phase.
That was, yeah. It's surprising that the least solid phase was the Blizzetta phase. Like, that's, like, there's weird stuff that can happen, but it typically doesn't. But when it does, it feels like it's so, feels bad, man, basically. Are we seeing the Postman this run?
Didn't we decide we needed to hit 10,000 before now?
I'll do it for 9,000. We got it.
Do it for 9,000?
We got a
have
minute.
$110 left. In a minute? Somebody do it.
A speed run. Let's go.
Everybody watching right now, everybody drop $5. Do it.
Heck, even $1.
Yeah, even $1.
A little bit closer. Well, every dollar gets Scooby closer to going to bed. Say goodbye to Postman.
So long, Postman.
That's his other sound effect. I used to have that as
Those
a
are pretty good.
ringtone.
That's an amazing ringtone, oh my god.
To be honest though, anything Zelda related is an amazing ringtone.
That's also true.
Alright, the last sit back and relax cutscene for the whole game.
Let's get some hype for Squidna.
All those few shadows that I only remember getting one of, but I don't know. No, Midna. He's getting wrecked.
Midna, no, Bible thumb. While this cutscene is going on, I did want to shout out again Baguette Restream. They've been with us for so many marathons now, and they've always been an amazing group of people. They've always been so generous with their support too, going for like bid wars and naming incentives with their French memes over there. Baguette Restream, if you didn't know by now, they are a French rebroadcast of various marathons, and they've worked with Midwest Speed Fest and some of our events for a long time. And you can find them over at twitch.tv/baguette_restream. Merci.
I know a little bit of French. Like, I play on the Wii.
Oh my god. That was great.
Even though it's a GameCube game, it's compatible with the Wii.
It's true.
Honestly, Wii might still be one of the best systems simply because it's backwards compatible natively with the Wii or with GameCube.
Right?
Like, GameCube controller honestly is the king of controllers for Nintendo.
It is the most comfortable controller by far.
They did a great job though with the Switch Pro controller.
That's true.
Runs canceled. Everybody go home. Indeed. So, Hyrule Castle is essentially a battle gauntlet, I'd kind of call it, because we're just doing fights or skipping them in this case. They give us so much time with skipping the cutscene that we can actually get past the barrier with some good rolls. I'll be doing it one more time with another barrier that's a little, like, more precise, but saves a whole bunch of time. Virtual Boy controller.
Do we have a moment?
Yeah.
So, of course, you know, we have a $50 donation from DeanMachine, who says, #Goob go to bed. Thank you so much, Dean. And I'll wait until after this play.
Oh. Okay. We did it.
Awesome. I wanted to say we have another $115 donation from Hod. Who
It's
says, yeah, it's Hod time.
it's over
It's
9,000.
What?
Oh.
9,000?
There's no way that could be right.
That's incredible. Thank you guys so much. And we had $5 more from Fruity Waffles, who says, go to sleep, Gooby, with a heart. Thank you all so much. That brings us to $9,060 raised for Able Gamers. That's so incredible.
Go back to the post office. Oh no. Oh, I just did a frame perfect side hop there and hit start within the height of the frame or the side hop so that I could press start and save back to the beginning, which saves all of 3 seconds. Let's go. Super hype for this donation. So that is the second barrier we skipped, so we do barrier skip. Haha, Wind Waker, take that. Oh, I don't know if anybody's noticed this, but every single double door I go through in this entire game, I enter in the right side, because the right side door saves 22 frames over the left side door. So that fight is actually a lot harder than I just made it look. Wow. Alright, yeah, that fight is usually a lot harder than that. So I line up there after the cutscene so I can throw my boomerang to extinguish the torch there. We have 2 bombs too, which is more than enough. And if I can light this torch puzzle first try. Alright, we did it. Wow. That was the most worrisome part. I was worried for this dungeon, to be honest. That torch puzzle right there. Can't tell you how bad it feels to fail that thing. I was kind of hoping that it was going to work, and it did. Pog. Bombs being incredibly OP because those guys take 7 slashes and a spin attack to defeat, but 1 bomb apparently is plenty. And the last fight. You never saw me fight this guy originally, but this is what we do for this guy. Wow, dude, every single fight minus the King Bolden fight, which was a little bit scuffed with the spin attacks not being good. Every single fight has been really crisp.
Super solid.
We almost get to the part where we have Zelda screw us over with RNG for a minute.
No, it's gonna be a 7 cycle.
It's gonna be a perfect 7 cycle. I remember hearing Gymnast, because he tasked this game like 2 years ago, he said that a perfect 7 cycle versus the least optimal 7 cycle is still a difference of like 35 seconds because of like the attack patterns and stuff. You could seriously lose 30 seconds to like an optimal like a number of cycles. It's like, what is this game? It feels really good when you're like right on that like 30-second PB pace and then Zelda just comes and strips it right out from underneath you at the end of the game. That one's the best. Yeah, the Triforce attack is slow. I think I got 1 Triforce attack in my PB, so my Zelda was almost perfect. Gotta keep my gamer feel going. So there's the D&D gang that we saw in the bar a long time ago. And we didn't have to fight a single enemy because we had already fought plenty of enemies on the way up here, so we get a free one on that one.
Always thank your D&D party. They're the real homies.
Zelda, please. I hastily rush up to the final boss of the area. Oh, I thought that barrier was completely gone there. Every time I do a claw shot target, as you're holding Y to like reactivate your claw shot, you can quickly activate the camera by holding the L target, I guess. Over the course of several claw shot targets, it actually saves quite a bit of time. Just like going into first person every time, it's kind of really similar to that. Fun fact, you can skip that cutscene too quickly if you just mash start. And you'll actually get knocked back from the barrier and get in bounds there instead of being on the outside. So apparently whoever made this area did not test things and see that was skippable. It's time to break slide. And we got the first break slide. Let's go.
That's for good Zelda RNG.
We're gonna break slide all over Zelda. It's kind of funny because my mod is named Zelda Wallflower. So there's lots of times where I'm like, Zelda, why did you destroy my PP work? And she's just lurking in the background. Hey, we got a good start already. Not. Alright, we gotta break slide some more. Alright then, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
Just warming up.
Alright, so on the third cycle, we finally get the first attack, which is 2 more than I'm used to. Oh, she got us too, dang it. This fight, what are we up to now? 5 cycles? Yeah. Six?
Uh-oh. Could still happen.
Pog, we got across the room.
That was sick, actually.
There's nothing else to do. Come on, Zelda. This is absolutely atrocious of a fight.
Zelda, please.
I think
Zelda's
like
giving
10
us more
cycles.
time.
I think that was like a 10-ish cycle or something.
Oof.
That was actually really bad. Sadly, we did not break slide enough. The RNG gods were disappointed with us. But thankfully, everything else from here is basically skill-based, so... Unless I do bad.
Zelda was just giving us more time to get more donations in. Zelda wants Gooby to go to bed too.
I agree.
Just $940 away from 10,000. I think it's possible.
It's possible. It might be a little bit difficult, but we just keep it up. Keep up this good push. Very interesting set of combos I just did on him. But I have to like put a very specific amount of like combo slashes onto him to like inflict so much damage. I don't exactly know how it all works out, but because I like didn't get like a bunch of damage on him, now he's gonna like warp around the room for a moment, and I like losing us 2 times. Only probably 10 seconds lost to all that, maybe 15. With, I mean, PB is like long dead, so I'm not even worried about that. But, hey, I think this honestly could be sub 3. I think this is going to be significantly below sub 3, so... Got another 20 probably coming towards go to bed percent. I'm gonna get real close to him for this last, so he swings at me. And I get the good RNG, let's go, Pog. Alright, Zelda. Alright, good second shot.
Let's go, Zelda.
Oh my gosh, this third phase. Let's go.
Making up for the first phase.
Had to. It was a 10 cycle Zelda. That's so crazy.
Want to make sure that people on stream are ready on time because that's going to be coming up very soon.
Yeah, I will do 3 jump slash spin attacks into Ganondorf, and then I will equip my iron boots, and I will press A to do the final blow, and when the sword plunges into Ganondorf, that is time.
I was going to say, you have to remember the iron boots.
We will put those iron boots on, and then we'll have to watch a minute worth of the cutscene just to see the meme in action. It's not a validated run unless you equip your iron boots right at the end of the run.
Chat, get your clanks ready. I want to see a ton of them.
1, 2, 3. Let's go!
Congrats!
Oh man.
That was such a sick run.
That went way better than any Now Reset run I've done recently. Oh man. Holy crap.
I think that was just about exactly 309.
My timer is right at 309, but I thought I started it like a second or two late.
Okay.
Is it a 308 or a 309 on your side? Oh, it'd be a 309, something a little higher then.
3092 is what we have on ours.
Right there. So that is, what, $21.98 right there. Like, to the cent. Assuming that nobody pays attention to the fact that there's a decimal system and then time is in increments of 60 and not hundreds, so we're not going to pay attention to that. I don't know what's going on here, but we might see this, what happened here play out in Breath of the Wild too, so that could be really interesting. If there's a physical version of Ganondorf.
Ooh, yeah, that's right.
Link's just sitting here waiting to do some leg exercises and stuff.
All right, chat, get your clanks ready.
Get the clanks. What are these things? We completely didn't even save one of those light spirits. I think it's the one on the far left that we didn't even save. What's next? We have Breath of the Wild any % coming up, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild any % by Tallest Thomas, and we'll get a chance to talk about that a little bit more too.
Here we go.
There he goes.
That's
Link never skips leg day.
That's basically everything that this game has to of any sort of interest to offer, minus obviously the credits. We see Midna like basically leaving Link for all of time, but we don't want to see that. We don't need the feels.
True.
But another cool little fun fact: the cutscene for the final credits goes through all the areas that we used to go through or have gone through, and when they go back to Faron Woods, it's still Twilight music underneath the credits music.
Oh my god, I never knew that.
I never knew that either until like actually getting a PB and like going all the way to the end. I was like, is this Twilight music underneath? But yeah, other than that, we got the really nice looking Midna. Finally, we changed her back to her form, stabbed the Ganondorf. He seems to be gone, and that's that. That's been a really, really fun experience. I'm so thankful to be a part of this event, and the amount of money that we've raised is absolutely astronomical, considering that like 2 years ago we were making a couple thousand here and there, which is still very good, but we have absolutely shattered expectations, and and how much we've picked up from this. Cannot express how thankful we are for all the support from everyone. Everybody inside the stream that might, like the regulars that show up to stream, and then everybody else that's a part of this stream, and anyone from the Midwest. Hope everybody enjoyed our commentary. Shoutouts to I Have Newt for kind of filling in some time so I didn't have to talk the whole time.
Thank you.
Yes. Some good
And
casual
thank you
conversation.
Ooh,
It was just good conversation with you.
it was. I appreciated it.
Drinking tea.
Drinking tea.
Gooby, go to bed.
All right. I think we are ready to head to our next game, which will be Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Any Percent by Tallest Thomas. Hang tight. We'll be right back.
We'll see everybody later.